I might have to jump ship, by the way. I might, I might have to switch my allegiance there.
Allegiance to wait, what allegiance?
Or I might have to switch my simp. I don't know.
Oh, to who?
I don't know yet. I'm still on the market for who I'm gonna thirst after.
You've been thirsting after Dakota Kai?
Yeah, remember every week I say Dakota Kai was there.
You say that about all of them.
No,
Yeah,
there's some I don't.
you thirsty.
There's some I don't.
You even go Piper Niven can get it.
Well, yeah, and just wait until the Nia Jax Rhea Ripley. Well, I don't think you watched the whole match. You know, Nia Jax did a stink face to Rhea Ripley. I was like, ooh, I want to be next. Tag me in.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about the Elimination Chamber.
On that note,
Of course, we're in Perth, Australia, and it's starts off with the women's chamber match. And I noticed that Naomi's entrance is a lot less impressive when it's an outdoor arena and it's daylight.
yes,
I also noticed that she kind of looks stupid. I don't see champion.
she did not stand out in this match, but
She stood out, just not for the good reasons.
her green hair is kind of out there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your natural hair color, Naomi?
Right.
So yeah, the chamber, it was Naomi and Becky. They started. Tiffany Stratton came out. She got a big pop, easily the most over. So again, going back to that, we want Liv Morgan. She wasn't even the most over in that match. As a matter of fact, when she being Liv Morgan, when she eliminated Tiffany Stratton, there was a chant of bullshit. So, do we really want Liv Morgan?
They also chanted her name during the men's match.
Tiffany Stratton?
Uh huh.
Well, there you go. Now, some people are chalking this up to, oh, it's just because they want someone new. There was a pocket of people upset that Becky won because it's always Becky. And if it wasn't going to be Becky, it was going to be Bianca. And it's always Bianca. So some people were just chalking it up as, oh, they're just chanting Tiffany because they want someone new. And then that could also, I guess, play into Liv Morgan. People wanting Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I don't know about Tiffany. I can get. She proves that she can lift the other girls and do things with them, unlike Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I think she was a former bodybuilder or she
Is she?
competed.
Yeah, she ain't bad. I don't know about her gimmick.
Good thing you said that because I was also going to point out no one else seems to have pointed this out, but they have changed her gimmick already. Well, okay, we gotta we gotta go back in time here. When she came out on Monday, she had a different attire, and then they've changed her music. On Friday, since SmackDown was taped, they had her old gimmick. Now, when she came out in Perth here, she had pink again, but the new music. So maybe they changed it again. Or, now that I'm just saying it out loud, maybe she was wearing red because she was on Raw. But, yeah, they're already tweaking her, as they say. They def rebelled her music.
I'm not
But
a big fan of that whole Tiffy time shit.
I can see it working because it gets a pop when it's Tiffy time with anybody's music. I always pay attention to like the first few chords because if you go back in like Attitude Era and stuff, the first few chords that tells you that gets the fans into it because they know who's coming out. You hear that, "Arr!" Well, you don't know who that is because that could either be Razor Ramon or Mankind. Huh? The wrecking car, that could be either one of them. So yeah, it's Tiffy time. It could be the start of something good for her there. So she was a standout in the match. She had an elimination on Naomi. So Naomi does a sunset bomb, and then right after that, Tiffany Stratton rolled her up. So smart play on her there.
Or I saw a little bit of outrage that Naomi was eliminated so quickly.
Yeah,
Why? Why'd she return only to be eliminated first? Like you knew, motherfucker, she wasn't gonna win it, so it doesn't matter.
yeah. And another thing, she might not even be on WrestleMania because she just came back. There's no real reason for her to be on WrestleMania after just a few weeks.
And spoiler alert: nobody gives a shit that she's back. She's back, and she's just another one of the girls.
Well, that was the thing. That's why she left because she was. Anyway,
Hopefully, she's at least making more money.
well, Post match, she did tweet out that Tiffany Stratton's ass is hers, so I guess we're setting up something between them two.
Okay.
And Tiffany Stratton got eliminated by Liv Morgan, a second rope Oblivion. Again, I got the bullshit chant. Raquel Rodriguez, she hits a double Tejana bomb, and this was on Liv and Becky. And then Bianca Belair hit her with a KOD. Goodbye, Raquel.
Yay.
Again, she wasn't really going to factor into anything. She wasn't going to win. So we're left with Becky, Liv, and Bianca. I was saying, okay, there's 50-50. It's either Becky or Bianca. I never really counted Liv, even though that's what a lot of people were thinking. I was like, it depends on who gets eliminated next. Who's like, if Liv gets eliminated, then Bianca's going to win.
Which is funny because Liv is the only one that out of the three that has an issue with Ripley.
That's true.
Becky's just inserted.
Yeah, Becky just wants Ripley because she wants Ripley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becky had a feud with Trish Stratus after WrestleMania, then held the NXT Women's Championship for a while, then didn't do shit, and now deserves a title shot over Liv Morgan, who was out because she was hurt by Rhea Ripley.
Well, you know, we have to take into account that it is WrestleMania. So we got to put on WrestleMania matches at WrestleMania.
Why wouldn't Liv Morgan and Ripley not be the better match?
Name value. Liv Morgan's name.
If you actually tried to sell the match instead of just fucking relying on Becky.
Yeah, I mean they only have like 5 weeks to build it, so I don't know. That was pretty much it. Becky wins with a manhandle slam after Liv eliminated Bianca Belair with a roll up. So Becky is on her way to face whoever wins the main event. Spoiler alert, Nia and Rhea Ripley ended up being the main event here. Next up, we had the New Catch Republic versus Judgment Day. Didn't really write anything down here.
I wrote down Judgment Day 1.
That's what I wrote down too.
Okay.
It was a glorified SmackDown match. I mean, it was a good match. I'll give them that. But I saw it as a SmackDown match. At the end of the match, something happened with Balor's thumb. It looked like it was dislocated or popped out of place or something.
Ooh.
So there was that, but he still hit the coup de grace and he got the win.
When I was breezing past it, I noticed that Priest fucked up the spot where he was supposed to get pushed into the corner and was supposed to nut Balor. He either mistimed it or they didn't push him hard enough. So he kind of stopped and then he like fell. He looked at Balor too. Oh, it was really awkward looking.
But yeah, Judgment Day wins. They're on their collision course with R-Truth and The Miz. So that should be fun. Oh, and before the match, Dominic did the introductions and got booed out of the building. So still getting his heel heat.
That's important.
It is. Next up, we had the Grayson Waller effect. The Grayson Waller effect would include Tyson Theory and
Austin Theory.
Golly, why do I always get his name wrong? Because he's a nobody, that's why. So we got Theory out there. Now, he runs down the crowd for some reason. Now, I say for some reason because Waller's right there, and they're supposed to be friends, but whatever. And then Seth Rollins comes out with his whoa. Oh. Cody Rhodes follows him, does his woes. I should point out the entrance was so long that we got like deep into we got deep into both theme songs. So there was more woes than usual.
I also saw that there was a shit ton of fireworks for Cody.
There was. They did not skip on the fireworks for this show. Cody Rhodes got the fireworks all outside the building and everything. So yeah.
Just for a sit-down interview.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
And yeah, his song like looped and then they did the woe part again. So that's what I was saying. The entrance was so long, they over-woed, I guess. Basically, the gist of this whole thing was Cody Rhodes teases that he's going to talk about what The Rock told him and why he gave up his spot and then didn't give up his spot. He teased it and then he got interrupted, so he didn't actually say why. I know a lot of people were clamoring for that part of the story. Why did you say not at WrestleMania? But he teased that he was going to say it and then he didn't. Then he says that he wants to fight The Rock one-on-one And he says he's got 40 days until WrestleMania, so anytime, anywhere, Rock. That being giving him the receipt for punching him in the mouth. So I don't know where else they can do it but WrestleMania Night 1.
They could do it on a SmackDown.
If it's the tag match, they could definitely do it on a SmackDown because it is just a tag match.
You don't think they'd have The Rock on SmackDown on a one-on-one match? It's not going to end clean.
I don't think they do it on a. I mean, how many matches is The Rock gonna wrestle? So you're gonna waste it on a SmackDown? If they do the tag match, then yes.
Okay.
I mean, it does make the most sense that Cody Rhodes wrestles The Rock Night 1. Do the one-on-one,
What?
The Rock Night 1. Hold on. Roman Night 2. You got Backlash right after that. Then you can do the tag match. If The Rock is going to be around, if Roman wants to go all the way to France, all those things have to fall in play.
Why are you so hell-bent on somebody working both nights on WrestleMania?
Because you have to get...
That's the dumbest thing ever.
Well, I can tell you I don't want to watch a match with commercial breaks, 3 of them, or 2 of them, or any of them.
That's just the entrances.
Yeah, that takes me out of it.
But what I'm saying is The Rock's not going to pin Cody. Or, well, if he does pin Cody, it's going to be because of a distraction. And Cody ain't pinning The Rock. So, I mean, what does it matter if it's a pay-per-view or how many commercials? Like, you know how it's going to end.
So you're dead set that the match is going to end not clean.
Why would it?
Well, if Cody Rhodes pins The Rock clean, he takes that momentum into facing Roman. It makes it a bigger thing for him.
Or he loses to The Rock with the interference from the bloodline. Rock talks shit about how he can't win anything. That fucks with Cody's head going into WrestleMania. Cody's used to winning. He's done nothing but win. He's not used to going into anything with a losing streak.
Which did concern me. And I say concern me because Roman is retaining. I'm on that bandwagon right now. Once I am presented with all the information, that might change. But as of right now, Roman is retaining. And Cody Rhodes losing to Drew McIntyre, first time being pinned since WrestleMania, kind of worries me because, is he going to get pinned again at WrestleMania? Was that his loss for the year?
I don't know. We have to see how the bloodline main event nonsense pans out first.
So what I'm kind of seeing is you're going to have Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. That will be on night 1 for sure.
Right.
I'm thinking The Rock or the bloodline, they're going to screw over Rollins. He's going to lose the title to Drew McIntyre. And they're also going to take him out. So then Cody's going to have to go night 2 by himself when, Rollins has just been talking about, I'm going to be your shield. Cody Rhodes doesn't have that shield because Rollins is going to get taken out. This is one way of it going. And then, Cody Rhodes is going to have to go in by himself. Roman beats Cody with the bloodline help. And then again, that leads to the tag match at Backlash. That's one thing. The other thing that's starting to float around is Rollins is going to screw Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
That's the other idea, getting floated around. And then the obvious last choice is Cody Rhodes wins.
I kind of think that The Rock is going to turn on Roman.
Oh, yeah. That's option number 4. Oh, we're going to have to write that down for a poll. Which way do you see this going? My only thing with that was, you just started this Rock bloodline thing. Why would you get rid of it so quick?
Because they got to it so quick. This isn't where they wanted to go originally. They want Rock and Roman.
That's true, but you can slow build this to WrestleMania 41. I tell you right now, if The Rock and Roman put out a bloodline shirt, I'm going to buy it. Using our affiliate link, by the way.
That's great, but can you plan The Rock that far out? What if he gets like a DC movie or,
Yeah, he would have to be around. That is the thing.
Yeah.
See, you guys just ruined it. He was here, he was available, he was ready, and then you're gone and ruined it. Now, maybe next year he's not going to be around. He's going to get some major AAA movie, and he's not going to be able to do it. And then we're never going to see Rock and Roman.
That way, if Rock does screw over Roman, at least, maybe they can book something for SummerSlam or something.
Yeah. We had it at WrestleMania, and now we're going to have to do it at SummerSlam.
Aw.
Gosh, you guys ruin
Yeah,
everything.
the Rock can pull a muscle at a later pay-per-view.
Now I hope they get Liv Morgan too. Put her in there. Mess up everything.
Well, joke's on you there. I don't watch those.
So, yeah, Cody Rhodes, he challenges The Rock to a one-on-one match. Seth Rollins, he says, you don't have to do this alone. I'm with you. So he's still offering the support for Cody Rhodes. And that is... Oh, by the way, Rollins, he also said that he is a week away from being medically cleared, or days away, something like that. So
Just days away.
he is for sure going to make WrestleMania.
Well, that was never in question.
True. He did a curb stomp, so I'm sure he's already cleared. Or else why would he be doing curb stomps?
That's true.
Now, what led us to that curb stomp? For some reason, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory inject themselves back into the segment. Because, oh, by the way, it's their segment. Grayson Waller, he says, acknowledge our tribal chief. And then Austin Theory grabs the mic and he starts doing The Rock's catchphrases for some reason. He does, if you smell what Austin Theory is cooking, and he gets attacked by Cody Rhodes. We get a Cody cutter. Seth Rollins does a stomp. And that's pretty much how the segment ends. Again, why was he doing The Rock's catchphrases?
This whole thing was just pointless.
Oh, there was one funny part of it, though. Remember I mentioned that the entrance ramp was extremely long?
Mm-hmm.
So as Cody Rhodes is coming down doing his entrance, Austin Theory is in the corner and he's just counting his abs. I don't know. It was weird, but it was funny. But why was this segment weird for you?
Theory was there for no reason. He stuck out like an orange hat with a yellow bill. Rollins just seems forced. It seems like he's the guy that just follows the group of cool kids. Like he has no stake in this at all, other than, oh, I used to be a member of the Shield.
Well, we did go in depth that his involvement doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
And shouldn't he be worried about McIntyre?
That I was just gonna say, like, you have the Scottish psychopath wanting to take you out and be the real champion, and you're fucking inserting yourself into this shit. There's too many people as it is. Why does Seth Rollins have to be in this? I don't know what they're doing with Waller and Theory. Are they splitting them up now?
They could be, which would, I guess, make Grayson Waller turning face.
But he's working for the Bloodline.
But we don't know in what capacity. And yeah, by the way, Grayson Waller, while they were double teaming Austin Theory, he didn't.
Yeah, he just kind of
do
sat back and
anything.
let it happen, which again was weird. And then yeah, Austin Theory doing the Rock's catchphrases for no fucking reason.
Yeah, it was pretty much out of place, I would say.
And then the fucking sunglasses that Rollins had.
Oh, his Prince sunglasses?
Well, he's not Prince. Not even close.
I don't know. They kind of dress the same.
Maybe a little close.
But yeah, he doesn't have Purple Rain under his belt. You got to get one of those if you want to dress like that.
Right. And they also made absolutely no mention of the Roman conversation at all. Like, what is Grayson Waller's role or whatever? Like, I thought the Bloodline was going to jump Cody and Rollins, and Waller was going to like somehow facilitate it.
I don't know. He's kind of working face and heel.
Well, it's because he was in Australia.
Yeah. Oh, and he did a shoey with some dude.
Yeah.
I don't know who that guy
Oh,
was.
but
so that's why I didn't call it out.
the way he said his name, blah 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 blah. You'd think that he was an international superstar.
Yeah. I guess he's some UFC fighter.
Oh, I thought he was a soccer player.
Maybe he was. I don't know.
There you
It
go.
might be both.
It could be both, yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much that segment. The Rock has already been advertised for this week's SmackDown, so the saga continues.
Oh, there's a big old Rocky sucks chant, which now it just seems like it's part of their amusement now, as opposed to like passion.
Yeah. There was also a Cody sucks chant.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
After Waller said, "How does it feel being so selfish to take away the Rock and Roman?" And then, yeah, there was a Cody sucks chant.
I did like when Cody asked Australia what they wanted to talk about. Waller's like, no one cares, mate. This is my show.
It's what I want to talk about. But yeah, we'll see where this saga goes. I'm actually excited for SmackDown because I'm into all this.
Grandpa Dwayne's going to be there.
Yeah, he is. And it does beg the question, though, because Cody, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time he said something and then it just doesn't make sense. But, he said 1-on-1 before WrestleMania. So, when are we supposed to be getting that? I guess that boils down to the whole thing.
Like I said, I would assume it would be a SmackDown.
Well, I guess free is free. Next up, we got the men's elimination chamber. We start out with LA Knight and Drew McIntyre. Next up is Kevin Owens. Next up is Bobby Lashley. Then Randy Orton and Logan Paul was the last person out of the chamber. There was a spot that I do want to point out. So LA Knight and Drew McIntyre, when they start the match, they go over to Kevin Owens' pod, and LA Knight starts to hit Drew McIntyre on the pod. And inside the pod, Kevin Owens is like hitting the pod from the inside. So it's something I've never seen before. So on the outside, you have LA Knight hitting Drew McIntyre's head against the pod. And then on the inside, you have Kevin Owens forearming that spot. So yeah, that was that. Our eliminations, we got Drew McIntyre. He eliminates Lashley with a Claymore. Bobby Lashley, he gets eliminated. He starts to sell arm injury.
That Karrion Kross hurt.
Karrion Kross hurt on SmackDown. Because of this, the chamber door was left open because they had to get referees in there to help Bobby Lashley. And in comes AJ Styles with a chair. AJ Styles, he beats the shit out of LA Knight.
Boy, did he.
And then Drew McIntyre gets the pin on LA Knight. So we've set up, seemingly, and if you've listened to our show, we basically told you this was going to happen. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. Now, for a full disclaimer, we also did say Jade Cargill was going to be in the Elimination Chamber, so we're not always right, but we are right also. Just want to call out that we do miss sometimes, but
Yeah.
we also get them too. But yeah, AJ Styles destroyed LA Knight, so we got that building. KO, he gets eliminated by Randy Orton, RKO. Logan Paul also gets eliminated by Randy Orton with an RKO. I don't know. It was a moment where Logan Paul was setting up with his brass knuckles. He was like doing the Roman Reigns kind of, I don't know. He was pumping. He was really playing it up. And then he gets RKO'd and then gets eliminated. So we are down to Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre.
Not surprising
Randy
at all.
Orton, basically our two picks. So Randy Orton, earlier in the match, did a vintage Randy Orton DDT, but he did it on the outside of the Elimination Chamber, like on the grate area. Well, it's not a grate anymore, but where it used to be the grate. So pretty much during the whole match, he was selling a back injury. He didn't know if it was real or not. I didn't see anything afterwards, so I assumed it was him playing it up as being a 20-year professional.
Yeah, especially since the commentators were talking about how he could barely stand and shit.
Yeah. So we're down to him and Drew McIntyre. He can barely stand because he's selling the back injury. Drew McIntyre is just like standing there all stoically. Randy Orton, he's trying to crawl up. He's like holding on to his knee pads. He's holding on to his tights. He's trying to fight back to his feet. Drew McIntyre, he's like showing a little bit of remorse, and then bam, out of nowhere, RKO. And he drops Drew McIntyre. Now, before he goes for the pin, he turns around, and Logan Paul, who has not gotten out of the ring yet, hits Randy Orton with the brass knuckles.
Clocks him.
Yes. And then Drew McIntyre gets the pin. He wins the Elimination Chamber. He will now go on to face Seth Rollins, and Randy Orton seemingly now is in a thing with Logan Paul. But Kevin Owens is also not done with Logan Paul. So Logan Paul's just creating enemies.
Well, on night 1 of WrestleMania, Logan Paul can wrestle Kevin Owens, and then night 2, he can wrestle Randy Orton.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Beats them both.
Yeah, just beat them both.
Yeah, that'd be good. They could also do a triple threat match. That's also an option.
They could do that. But then that just makes it a guarantee that I won't watch it.
I don't know. That way, I guess you're getting Logan Paul without having to pin Randy Orton. I guess Kevin Owens would be taking the pin in this scenario. Another idea I saw floating around, honestly, I think it's just people trying to not be wrong. So you mix in AJ Styles and LA Knight into that and just do like a lighter match for the US title with all those guys. So Randy Orton, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, LA Knight. All of them vying for the United States title. Doesn't that sound like someone who's just trying to not be wrong?
Just a bit.
Oh, and a ladder match too. Pretty much take the Money in the Bank concept and do it instead of the Money in the Bank. So yeah, that's just people trying not to be wrong. But my guess would be a triple threat match: Kevin Owens, Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and then yeah, LA Knight versus AJ Styles 1-on-1.
It'll be interesting to see what AJ and Knight can do. Not excited about the triple threat match if that's where they do go.
If they do, it's just to have Paul keep the title
Mm-hmm.
because he's not pinning Randy Orton.
Well, if he pins him, it'd be because of the brass knuckles.
Yeah, but Randy Orton, I don't know. He lost the Elimination Chamber. He lost Royal Rumble. He's losing too many big matches.
Yeah, it's true.
But also, Randy Orton going for the U.S. title is kind of a miss for me. They did mention on commentary that he's like one win behind Cena and Ric Flair's record for the world title reigns.
Really?
Yeah. So I'd like to see him at least tie that. And maybe he would even be the one to break it.
Well, then Cena couldn't be called the greatest of all time anymore, could he?
I don't think it was because he's tied with Flair. I just think it's because of what he did when he was here.
I think it helps. And what did he do when he was here?
Cena?
Yeah, he tied Ric Flair's record.
Well, he was also the Hogan of that era.
So was Ric Flair.
Ric Flair was never a Hogan.
Dude.
He was never a. I mean, maybe in like NWA.
Yeah.
Not in like WWE or anything.
But he was.
As a matter of fact, I think he was kind of underutilized in WWE. I only remember him like winning 93 Royal Rumble, was it? Where the title was vacated.
Didn't he have a title run?
He did. But, it wasn't a Hogan-esque type deal. He was just like the champion because he was Ric Flair.
Mm.
Like I don't see that he did too much in WWF. He did most of his stuff in WCW and NWA. But yeah, I guess that's where we're going. Those are all the stories coming out of Elimination Chamber for the men. And then you have Bobby Lashley. He's got his thing with Karrion Kross still. So everybody's got a direction coming out of Elimination Chamber.
At least there's that. They didn't just have him meander. I will say I didn't like the overhead Elimination Chamber shots. I found it to be very clunky and disorienting.
I didn't pay too close attention to them. I did not like the shadow thing, but that's just nature.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, it's just because of how they had it set up. There was like nature was creating shadows because the sun was setting. It was kind of trippy that the sun was setting on my TV, watching this live thing, but where I was watching, the sun was rising. It's just weird. There's so far time difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, after the men's elimination match, we had Triple H. He came out there seemingly to waste time and announced that there was a attendance of 52,590. So there was that. And then there's fireworks for that. Worth pointing out. And then we go to and that was all he was there for, by the way.
Of course.
And then we go to our main event. Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley. Now, truth be told, I did fall asleep. But I woke up and I watched the replay.
Oh,
so I did watch the match.
Oh, all right.
I hung on until the main event. I didn't even see the entrances. That's how fast I fell asleep. They were playing some like commercial, and then I was out. But yeah, so we get Nia Jax's entrance. She gets heavily booed. We get that little pause, and then Rhea Ripley's music hits. The place erupts. Match-wise, I would say it was pretty good match for Nia Jax. There was, a couple good spots. Like there was a second rope suplex that was pretty good. Nia Jax did like a Samoan drop. What Rhea Ripley was wearing was very revealing, so the cheeks were out.
Which was kind of funny because she was in front of her family.
Yes. And yeah, and she was getting stretched, and like
Uh huh.
all the angles were, I don't know. I almost had to pause it and go research what that garment was made out of or something.
Research a couple times.
Yeah, I was like, I can't make it. Yeah, this was a good showing for Nia Jax. It's probably one of her better showings. Probably her second best showing behind the Becky Lynch match, I would say. So yeah, I guess since her return, she's been doing some pretty good work. And then I mentioned that there was that second rope suplex that was towards the end of the match. Nia Jax controlled most of it. We got a rally from Rhea Ripley. She did the suplex into a riptide. The place went crazy when she hit the riptide, and then she got her pin. And then we got more fireworks than the 4th of July as Rhea Ripley celebrated with her family and
Her country.
in her country. And yes, she did it for Australia, even though Nia Jax was born there. She said that herself. And that's pretty much the main event there.
All right.
You have anything to add to it?
I thought the Riptide was ugly, and I just kind of had to laugh because they built all that for that. But aside from that, no, I don't have anything to add.
Well, I think given, you know, who she was riptiding, it was pretty well done.
Yeah, but you think all this time she's had to prepare for Nia, she could have been, practicing on a medicine ball or something.
It was more so the landing because she did get her up.
Yeah, something looked off. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say it was more so the landing.
Okay.
But the place erupted when she did it. The takeaway from really this match is if you go on Twitter or anywhere and look for anything about this match, you're just going to see a lot of Rhea Ripley cheeks.
Which ain't a bad thing.
Yeah. A lot of memes about her getting stretched out and her cheeks. And I don't know. They do this weird thing where it's like, oh, they went with the white ropes this time. And then, yeah, it's just like an ass shot. Trying to be coy about it.
So they're virgins.
Yeah. I did see Russo. He was talking about, oh, this is what's wrong with wrestling today because your heel's getting this babyface reaction. It's like, well, she was babyface.
She was also
especially on this night.
Yeah. Throw that out the window.
Yes. I was surprised that Becky Lynch didn't come out for like some kind of face-off at the end, but it also kind of makes sense because they just wanted Rhea Ripley to have her moment.
Right.
It will be interesting to see who's the heel and face. Not even that, who gets the cheers. I'm going to suspect that Rhea Ripley is going to be more over than Becky Lynch.
Well, they haven't given us a reason to cheer harder for Becky Lynch.
That's true. So maybe Rhea Ripley's going to have to do something to actually be the heel.
I mean, she'll try. She's kind of been doing that all year, and she still gets cheered.
True. So yeah, definitely be interesting to see. And I'll go ahead and put my early prediction. Again, this may change once I'm presented with all the information, but right now I say Rhea Ripley wins at WrestleMania.
Okay. I don't think I care.
Fair enough. I think Ripley's going to hold on to it. If I'm being honest, this is like going way down the line. And again, this can change because I don't have all the information, all the pieces. Right now, I see Tiffany Stratton winning the Money in the Bank. Yep. Tiffany Stratton, she's going to win Money in the Bank, and then she's going to cash it in on Rhea Ripley and then become the new champion. By the end of the year, she'll be a champion.
We'll just have to see if that happens.
You respecting that?
No. But I don't have an alternative, so I can live with it. It's probably the best I can do for you.
Yeah, I mean, right now she's the clear-cut front runner. Either her or Liv Morgan.
What about Jade?
I don't know if she'll be ready by then. I think she'll be on TV by then. I think she debuts either soon or the Raw after Mania. But I don't think that they should be putting her in positions where she can lose.
What about Naomi?
She could win it.
Yeah.
But Tiffany Stratton's your clear-cut winner here.
Okay.
She's the one. So far.
All right. We'll see if that happens.
Judging this off of 2 matches, by the way.
I know you are.
I'm judging this off of the reaction of people. But the only other person that's getting these reactions is Liv Morgan, because they think they're doing something with the "We Want Liv" hashtag or whatever it is. They think they're changing again. If we gave you Cody, now just shut up. They're still going at it. Keep it going, guys. We're over 5,000 tweets. Let's keep this going. We'll trend overnight. So overall, if I'm being honest, I was jaded for Elimination Chamber because it was 4 in the morning for me when the show started. So I couldn't get over the I'm up at 4 in the morning watching wrestling. Let me know if you watched it live. If you did, let me know what time it came on in your area. But yeah, I couldn't get over it being 4 in the morning, so I was probably jaded. Overall, I would say they were both good matches. I don't know which one I would prefer over the other. Neither one of them really used the Elimination Chamber like it was an Elimination Chamber. So I don't know. It's a coin toss on which match was better. I guess if you're a Tiffany Stratton fan, you would say the women's. The men's had more surprises in it, being that, they set up all the stories. Logan Paul hitting Randy Orton, didn't see that coming. So there was that. Also, we never mentioned on the pre show, you had the Kabuki Warriors. They beat Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. So
I
they
actually
did
thought
give.
that was the start of the pay per view, so I actually fucking sort of watched that.
Yeah, so they were giving Indy some shine since they were in Australia and that's their home. But you never thought the Kabuki Warriors would lose, and it
Right.
was just a glorified Raw match. But yeah, that was it.